This week on Starting Line.
I think it'd be a great way to find out how much it does generate and to see if the people really do want it.
How would you feel about a gas tax increase that was optional? Representative Shane Mecklen tells us about his proposal that would establish an optional gas tax increase. That's coming up on this week's Starting Line. When Governor Tim Walz proposed a 20-cent per gallon gas tax increase, strong opinions were heard from both sides of the issue. Supporters say it would help repair the state's roads and bridges. Others scowl at the idea of higher taxes. But how would you feel about paying a gas tax increase only if you wanted to? We had a chance to talk with Representative Shane Mecklen about his proposal that would do just that. Create an optional gas tax increase.
Well, it's the theory of if you want your tax, you can keep your tax. We propose that we put a button on the pump when you're selecting your receipt, whether or not you have Cub Rewards, whether or not you want a car wash, you can push one more button and say, I want to pay a tax of 20 cents per gallon, which would be 22 next year, and then 24 the next year, and all the way up to 40 in 10 years.
And do you think most people would choose to pay an extra 20 cents on a gallon of gas, or do you think this is more of a supporters, put your money where your mouth is type of deal?
I think it'd be a great way to find out how much it does generate and to see if the people really do want it. Would they pay it? I guess that's the best way to find out, rather than forcing a bunch that don't want it to be forced upon them.
The governor said, I think it was about a month ago at least, people supported his agenda in historic numbers, and the gas tax was a part of it. So do you think Minnesotans want more money to go to roads and bridge infrastructure through a tax increase?
Well, I can say that I get a lot of emails that don't want it. Haven't had any so far that say they do want it. As you saw a moment ago, the mayor from Princeton was here with a broken hubcap due to potholes, and they're saying that none of those dollars are actually going to get to them. So my question is, where are all the dollars that we've been collecting? Where are they actually going? And why are our roads in such poor shape?
Is there anything in this bill that would give electric vehicle users an option to pay a little bit more for their electricity? They use the roads too.
Well, I believe, right now it's 75 and 150 when they purchase their tabs, which they claim that that's the norm. I personally know that if I drive a pickup truck and I fill at least twice a week at 35 gallons, you do the math, I'm spending a lot more than 150 a year. So for one, they can always send more money in. The State Department, the Revenue Department will always take a check. As far as at a pump, I don't know how you would incorporate that, because there's no reason for an electric car to pull up to a pump and block their customer that actually wants to buy fuel. But I'm sure that these charging stations that we actually just did some funding to more charging stations throughout the state. So, I don't know if people actually pay for that or if they're just provided that these things. I think the state parks now are going to have some, or that's if it all goes through anyway. But maybe they should be paying more for theirs as well.
What do you hope for this proposal? Do you think maybe that this will start a conversation, or how do you feel about it?
I think it has started the conversation, because there is a lot of people talking about it. As I told you earlier, I did get a phone call from the top guy at the holiday companies yesterday out of nowhere. So it has started the conversation, and he wasn't he wasn't calling because he was upset about it. It got his attention. He did bring up a whole bunch of other bills that he's very concerned about, that are more of payroll and employment and labor orientated. And he also did indicate that out of the 10 states that they are currently in, they don't have a whole lot of plan of building any more in Minnesota. They're going to stick to the other 9.
Representative Mecklen's proposal has been referred to the House Transportation, Finance, and Policy Division. For more information or to follow the progress of Representative Mecklen's bill, go to the House website, www.house.mn. Thanks for watching The Starting Line.